Ideally, you want to have anywhere from 3 to 6 months. A good rule of thumb is probably about 3 months cash on hand, just in case. So like your ad account gets shut down, something happens in the business, you're going through testing some stuff. You want to make sure you got some cash in place that you can actually be leveraging. Hey, what's up, my friends? Marco Russell here, the CEO and co-founder of Strategic Scale Institute. And for the past 10 years, we've been helping business owners, service-based business owners, grow 6, 7, and 8-figure companies. And I found that a lot of times business owners, they're caught up, tracking vanity metrics, right? And I'm actually dispel some of that in this particular video. And I'm gonna give you 3 metrics that'll be very, very instrumental to you growing and scaling your business if you focus on these metrics. So what are some vanity metrics? So a lot of times people are focused on like followers and comments and engagement and even leads and lead count, lead costs, and trying to get the cheapest leads and trying to get the cheapest book calls, and some of that stuff actually has some utility to it, right? And again, another big vanity metric is revenue, right? Top revenue, sales numbers. And again, after I've grown 2 companies past the 7-figure mark, 1 to 8 figures, I found that revenue is actually a vanity metric in a lot of different cases, right? So Marco, what do you actually focus on instead? Well, I'm actually going to walk you through it right now. Okay. So 3 metrics that 7-figure CEOs should focus on as you're growing and scaling is number 1. You're gonna have, I got a whole nother video that shows you how to create your CEO dashboard. So I won't go into that here, but let's just dive into it. So number 1, you want to look at profit, right? It doesn't matter how much revenue you generated if you don't have profit, right? It doesn't matter how much money you make, how much people, hear it all the time, it's cliche. No matter how much you make, but how much you keep, right? And how much you take home, right? So how much profit, what's your profitability in the business? I won't give you necessarily a target profitability because depending on your industry, it's gonna depend based on the profit target. But when we work with service-based businesses, typically we're shooting for anywhere from 30% to 50%, right? 30% to 50%. And it's depending on if you're in the scale phase, if you're in a sustain phase, that's gonna depend. But you wanna know, okay, what's your monthly, annual, and year-over-year and month-over-month profitability? So that's number 1. Number 2, a good metric that you're gonna wanna track is cash on hand, right? Like how much actual cash do you have in the bank, cash or credit, specifically cash. So ideally you want to have anywhere from 3 to 6 months. A good rule of thumb is probably about 3 months cash on hand, just in case. So like your ad account gets shut down, something happens in the business, you're going through testing some stuff. You want to make sure you got some cash in place that you can actually be leveraging. Okay, so what's the cash on hand, and are you tracking that and staying in tune with that? Okay, so that's number 2. And number 3 is you want to have your revenue per head, right? If you're tracking revenue per head, this is going to help you determine if you're overstaffed, right? And again, depending on your industry, the revenue per head is going to be some nuance when it comes to it. Some people say $400,000 per rep per head. Some people are going to say 300 per head. Some people are going to say 250 per head. That's going to depend on your particular industry and your particular business model. But these are 3 key metrics that if you focus on those, this is going to help, and it's going to help influence. It's also going to help influence your marketing from a marketing standpoint of how much you should be spending on marketing. What should be your target in terms of like lead costs and application costs and cost to acquire a client, all those different things. But there's many different metrics that you can focus on as well. But I wanted to keep this pretty specific. It's going to be super beneficial regardless if you're a CEO of an accounting firm or a coaching company or a consulting company or a personal trainer or whatever the case may be. It's going to be super applicable for you. Okay, so now if you want to dive deeper into how to create a CEO dashboard, look below in the description section of this video, and I'm gonna have some resources, also my predictable scale playbook that's going to show you how to remove yourself from the day-to-day client delivery, create an automated marketing and sales system, and build a world-class team to help you scale to the $1 million mark and beyond. And you better dive into all those resources in the description section of this video. Go ahead and dive in. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.